Assalamualaikum and greetings to Madam Shansia and fellow classmates. We are from Group 3. We present one of the important topics involving new technology that cause issue among accounting profession, which is cloud computing and big data. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Fidaus bin Zaidi. In this group, I'm accompanied by Ahmad Haikal bin Harun Nizam, Amirul Shazali bin Ahmad Faizal, and Muhammad Hakim bin Rohizal. Without wasting time, I'll proceed with the first part of the presentation. You might even wonder what is actually cloud computing and big data, right? Well, I'm here trying my best to explain both terms to you. Cloud computing can be defined in two ways, which the first one referring as a delivery of different services throughout the internet, and also it be defined as a general term for anything that involves delivering hosted services over the internet. The concept of cloud computing is rather than we keep files on physical hard drive that usually hard to bring everywhere, all important files being saved on virtual space or cloud. This cloud can be accessed remotely as long as we have these two things, computer or smartphone and the internet itself. So today, this technology seems no stranger with us as we use it every day like Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive, Dropbox, Mega, Microsoft Azure and anything else. As for big data, it can be defined as a large and diverse amount of information that produced at a higher velocity or high speed. The information can be in structured form, which is in numerical form, or in unstructured form like lack of format. Usually, this information stored in a computer database, and to analyze such information, company must use specific analytic software that can handle huge scale of data. Now we move to the next part, which is how and why cloud computing exists. To answering how the cloud computing exists, we need to look back on the 20th century where this technology was invented by American computer scientist Joseph Carl in 1960s. His idea is try to develop a technology that allow one computer that can be accessed by two or more people simultaneously. Therefore, he uses a giant computer with a reels of magnetic tape that function as a memory, and the whole tool called cloud computing as you see the picture here. Since then, Mr. Carl tries to expand the cloud computing technology by creating a virtual machine that acts like a fully functional real computer system. Such machine has been majority used by every company starting 1990s, and this signifies the increased development in cloud computing. Entering 21st century, several companies start to deliver their application over the internet. For example, Amazon has launched the Amazon Web Services and Elastic Compute Cloud's commercial service for public use. Google also stepped up in this technology by offering cloud computing enterprise application. Since then, a lot of companies follow their step to offering cloud computing such as Microsoft, Alibaba, Oracle and HP. It's obvious to say that the cloud computing really transformed the way individuals live and changed how companies work style. Applications like social media or online banking or even streaming platform are actually hosted by cloud services. It totally transformed the way the people live. As for company, cloud computing can accelerate companies' innovation, drive their agility, streamline the operation, and lead to sustainable growth. Next, I will pass to Muhammad Hakim as he can tell you how and why big data existed today.
Okay, now I will tell how big data came into existence. The first existence of big data is seen way back in 1663 when John Brown dealt with overwhelming amounts of information while he studied the bubonic plague, which was haunting Europe at the time. Brown was the first ever person to use statistical data analysis. In the early 18th, the field of statistics expanded to include collecting and analyzing data. In 1818, the world first faced the problem with the overwhelming amount of data. It was estimated by the US Census Bureau that it would take 8 years to handle and process the data collected during the census program that year. In 1881, a man from Bureau named Herman Hollerith invented the Hollerith tabulating machine that reduced the calculation work. Throughout the 20th century, data evolved at an unexpected speed where big data became the core of evolution. and machines for storing information magnetically and scanning patterns in message and computers were also created during 20th century. In 1965, the US government built the first data center with the intention of storing millions of fingerprint sets and tax returns. Additionally, Hadoop, which could handle big data, was created in 2005. Hadoop was based on an open source software framework called Nudge and was merged with Google's MapReduce. Hadoop is an open source software framework and can process structured and unstructured data from all digital sources. Because of this flexibility, Hadoop can process big data. Okay, now why big data exists? Companies are using big data to know what their customers want, who are their best customers, and why people choose different products. The more a company knows about its customers, the more competitive it becomes. Furthermore, companies use the big data accumulated in their system to improve operations, provide better customer service, create a personalized marketing campaign based on specific customer preference, and ultimately increase profitability. Businesses that utilize big data at their best have the potential to outperform other business.
Thank you, Akif. Now I am Ahmad Haikal bin Khairul Nizam will present advantages and opportunities for both cloud computing and big data. First, advantages of cloud computing, specifically on accounting profession. Number one is improved data security. Cybersecurity for accountants is a great concern because they handle sensitive clients and company data vulnerable to cyber attacks. With cloud computing, confidential information can be stored in the cloud where data security and privacy are assured, while scheduled upgrades can be guaranteed. Storing financial data in the cloud also protects it from natural disaster because it's automatically backed up for easy retrieval in the case of a calamity. Company can hide all accounting data from prying eyes by using security safeguards like firewall, data encryption, and multi-factor authentication. Number two is easy data access. With the desktop-based accounting system, accountants are tied to an office as their data, software, and accounts are saved in a local drive. Cloud computing allows fast access to data from anywhere. When accounting data and other applications are stored in the cloud, accountants can access them provided they have internet-connected devices. Cloud-based accounting software allows 24/7 accessibility, making it easy for accountants to access records, reports, and receive on the go. This made it possible accounting professionals to do work remotely. Number three is improved accuracy. Since cloud computing allows for the automation of most accounting functions, human error is reduced. Using journal templates, repetitive invoices, and auto-reserve accrual journal ensures the accuracy and efficiency of financial records. Accountants also get comfort in that every transaction processed through a bank account is displayed and reconciled in the cloud accounting file, ensuring that they don't miss any financial events. Then, opportunities of cloud computing. Opportunities number one is open source software. Open source software is software with source code that anyone can inspect, modify, and enhance. Open source cloud technology enables firms to modify their system to satisfy their unique requirements. Companies can gain substantial advantages from an open source IT framework. They can grow their network infrastructure swiftly, introduce functionalities easily, minimize security risks, and form the future of cloud computing. Opportunities number two is improved safety. Improved safety is essential and has made it to the future trends in cloud computing. Potential threats are eliminated in the cloud system because of advancement. Security is being integrated with machine learning and artificial intelligence in the cloud. It helps in the automation of the attack monitoring and defense process. The future cloud will be more stable and resistant. Data security will become even more smart, autonomous, and trustworthy. artificial intelligence, algorithm, and quantum computing will play a significant role. Opportunities number 3 is usage development around the globe. Cloud computing could be the most effective method for the future of cloud computing, turning wacky ideas into the viable applications. Most businesses are expected to go to the cloud because more and more companies switch to remote facilities. A cloud-powered world is re-emerging, forming future trends in cloud computing. One of the corporations in the main goal for 2020 appears to be to handle the adoption of cloud computing. Now we go to the advantages of big data. Number 1 is risk identification and management. Risks in financial services are generally associated with mergers and acquisition, fraudulent activities, supply chain risks, and much more. The advantage of big data analytics in accounting is that it can help significantly improve risk management by analyzing customer behavior and predicting shifts in economic trends. Some of the examples of risk management include liquid risk management, credit risk management, and card fraud detection. For instance, by analyzing the card transaction patterns, which include the amount, timing, location, and more, an accountant can identify fraudulent transactions and block the card. Number 2 is provide real-time reporting. Integrating big data and cloud technology has enabled accountants and auditors to provide a real-time insights to the customers. They are not limited to analyzing financial records on a monthly, quarterly, or annual basis. With the availability of big data in real time, accountants can now provide timely insights. Beside big firms, even small firms are trying to leverage the benefits of big data in accounting. Number 3. Increase the efficiency of acquisition. Big data can help target the right set of audiences through the right channel and the right message. Using big data, company can easily segment prospects based on the existing customer base. It allows company to target the right audience, and based on the segmentation of the prospect or target audience, company can determine the best media channel for the marketing campaign. It could be via email, radio, social media platform, and more. Lastly, opportunities of big data. Number 1 is to gain insight. Big data used to enhance company understanding of their operation, customers, risks, and market. They applying analytics to gain new insight and integrate entire datasets, such as recognizing new associations and patterns and linking data from disparate sources. By using big data, businesses can obtain a level of real-world evidence that was previously not possible. This can help them to reduce reliance on assumptions and guesswork, and provides many opportunities to improve businesses' decisions about customers, suppliers, employees, strategy, and risk. Number 2, to predict the future. Big data analytics particularly focus on the prediction of the future outcomes and embedding predictive model in business operation. Big data opens up new possibilities when businesses have always been trying to predict the future. For example, prediction about the wear and tear of physical assets. This enables efficient scheduling of repair and maintenance to minimize faults and prolong the life of assets. Number 3, automate non-routine decision-making. Automation is also having an increasing impact on accountancy. Significant areas of bookkeeping and compliance work are being automated, and machine learning techniques will enable even more complex and less standard tasks to be automated. So, big data will make it easier for accountants in the future in less complex work. That's all from me. Thank you. I will pass to the next presenter.
We continue with challenges of cloud computing and accounting. First challenge of cloud computing is loss of control. This is because the data is not entirely in accountant hands, as they do not own the system. If the service provider stop providing the service at any time, accountants will not be able to access the service and the data during this period, which may affect the general world Hence, accounting work might be delayed and affected as well. Secondly, cloud computing needs strong internet connectivity. Okay, the company operations may be interrupted when there are situations like disconnection or poor data transmission speed, which are burdens for the application of cloud-based software. Activities such as billing and accounting will not be done without an internet connection and maybe seriously impact the business ability to generate profits. Lastly, another challenge faced by accountants when using the cloud computing software is unfamiliarity with new technology. This is because accountants use the software without adequate preparation and experience. Inexperience in cloud service can be solved by specific training and teachings about the cloud. The accountants need to be familiar with themselves with the cloud computing software in order to utilize the software at the fullest. Now we will move on to the big data challenges for accounting. Firstly, the challenge of big data accountant face is that having a unclear data strategy. To get a high level of benefit from investment in analytics and big data, the company should decide upon a rational strategy of the business. This issue is because of bad implementation plan. It does not work in a way that the company collect a large amount of data and then draw valuable insights from that. If this process is carried out by a company, then they should have clear needs identified so that the resource will not be wasted. This challenge makes all the effort to a waste and no valuable insight is driven out of analytics. Second, the skills and leadership qualities needed for big data analytics is lost in accountants. To deal with these advanced requirements of data, new skills and talent are required. The major challenge faced by the finance companies is the restructuring of their team. The need is now shifted from traditional accountants to people with high analytic skills in data. This is supported by the evidence that the normalization and cleaning of data are both time-consuming and technical tasks. Therefore, to depict a high level of performance, the presence of business as well as technical skills is important for the accountants. Thirdly, some of the accountants face the issue in analyzing the right type of data. If the breach data is put into the system, then the resultant analytics will be of no use. The analytics have changed over time from descriptive to diagnostic, then predictive. Now finally, it is a prospective analytics that is used for best solutions. This analytics only provide the best result if the data is taken from a trustworthy source. Therefore, the accountants should be sure about the type of data that is needed for a specific type of analysis. Otherwise, the whole process will be of no use. It is true because if the data at the start is wrong, regardless of high quality analysis, the results will lead to wrong direction. Lastly, accountants cannot integrate the data successfully. They are not successful in generating an informed analysis for finance people. The combination of multiple data sets should be made clear without the consideration of format and location. Accountants normally fail to integrate IT with business activities that pose a big threat to data analytics because it is a combination of both. This problem arises when there is a failure of understanding between IT and finance. That's all from me. Now I will pass to Shazani for the solutions of the challenges.
Okay, thank you to Hakif. My name is Amir Shazani and now I will present for the suggestion the challenges that Hakif already explained from both cloud computing and big data. So first of all, I will start with the cloud computing solution or suggestion. So for the solution from the issue that we discussed, which does cloud computing can affect the accounting profession nowadays. First, accountants need to find a way keep up with the changing business needs and must be willing to creatively implement the techniques. With the rise of cloud accounting technology, more enterprises are adopting a visual workforce model into their business. Cloud help accountant and client to communicate effectively as they connected. And the second, it is opportunity for the accountant to make more valuable and high level of work. Accountant can focus more in giving judgment rather than managing the data involved lot of invoices, email and document. In this day, the role of accountant is not limited to just managing the numbers but also advising their client and helps them to grow their business. Next, I will going to explain the suggestion from the challenge that big data face. Okay, in order to resolve the issue, there are three main things that they can do, which are invest in expertise, conduct training, and lastly come out with quantifiable outcome. First, invest in expertise. Big data in mentioning several places such as corporate priorities and skill investment. They manage to invest some tools or expertise for commercial objective out there. For example, it can look for new job model that have a good balance of an ethical, functional and IT abilities. As a result, in order to have an efficiency of using big data in the organization, all firms must focus on professional growth and clear career profession. Okay, next, conduct training. Companies may fail in their big data initiative due to insufficient understanding. Employees may not know what data is, its storage, processing, importance, and sources. If employees do not understand under the importance data storage, they might not keep up the backup of sensitive data and might not use the databases properly for storage. So, companies need to conduct training or workshop for everyone. Basic training program must be arranged to all the employees who are handling data regularly and a part of big data projects. Plus, the basic understanding of data concept must also be involved by all levels in the organization. And lastly, come out with quantifiable outcome. It is because the company leaders must be aware of and able to identify the benefit and opportunities available in order to ensure that investments are made based on quantifiable business outcome. So for the last part, I will pass back to Firauz. Thank you.
To wrap up this presentation today, we can conclude that the trend of cloud computing and big data is being propelled by an enormous growth today, and is creating opportunities for all accountants to deliver more value to business and also help business itself to exploit such technologies. However, the usage of cloud computing and big data must be appropriate and must subject to robust challenge, as it would impact the life of individual, innovation, quality, and business operation. If you're asking us whether cloud computing and big data are negatively impact the accounting profession, I would say no. Instead, I strongly speak to my stand that this technology really improve the overall work standard of accountant. I think that's all from us today. Thank you for investing your time with us, and if you have any question, you may ask us after this session. Assalamualaikum and have a great day.